Central New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. We start with the crisis in Ukraine. Just hours ago, Ukrainian President Zelensky giving a rare virtual address to Congress, asking the U.S. for more aid in his nation's war with Russia. And in Ukraine, Russia is escalating its attacks. Well, a source tells ABC News that morale is low among Russian troops. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest.
With his nation under relentless fire from Russia, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky making an impassioned plea to the U.S. for more help.
I'm addressing the President Biden. You are the leader of the nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace.
In a rare virtual address to Congress, Zelensky pleading with the U.S. to put in place a no-fly zone over Ukraine. President Biden is all but certain to once again reject that request, fearing it could bring U.S. troops into a direct fight with the Russian military. Instead, Biden is expected to detail how the U.S. will provide $800 million in new military aid to Ukraine, including anti-aircraft and anti-tank missiles. It's part of a more than $13 billion package of military and humanitarian aid for Ukraine the president signed into law Tuesday.
We're going to be able to quickly ramp up our response and help alleviate the suffering that Putin's war is causing.
The war's toll mounting by the hour. Russian missiles leveling a residential neighborhood in the eastern city of Kharkiv. Bombardments intensifying in the capital city, Kyiv. The UN now says more than 3 million refugees have fled Ukraine since the war began. A source tells ABC News that number could double in the next week.
The most important thing is that we've proved Putin wrong. The Ukrainians, because they fight so courageously, and we as the Western world, because we stand united.
A source tells ABC News morale is low among Russian troops. Today, a fourth round of peace talks between Russian and Ukrainian officials is in its third day. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, 2 women from Massachusetts who went to the Ukraine border to help refugees are now back home. Ilana Nozel and Terry Reed describe the experience as heartbreaking and life-changing and say their work isn't done. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi sat down with them to hear their story.
And without a blink of an eye, Terry just said, I'm coming with you.
It took 2 days for these Massachusetts women to pack up their bags, lug 8 suitcases full of medical supplies, and hop on a plane to Poland.
Our work is not done, and there's so much more to be done.
Ilana Nozel and Terry Reed are now back home after what they call a life-changing experience. The 2 women crossed the Ukrainian border and delivered medical supplies to the front lines.
Seeing all the children and moms and children kind of, being lost at times, looking for their moms.
It hits you, and that's our first day there, and then it hits you like they're leaving their husbands behind and they're leaving their grandfathers behind.
Nozel got to see her family that lives in Ukraine. She says they're safe now, but the future is uncertain.
I looked at all different options of how to get them to come home with us, and unfortunately, we were told that it's about a 6-month waiting period.
They said they spent the majority of their time stocking up on items needed at refugee camps and finding housing for families. That included a temporary home for this mom and her 2-year-old daughter.
Her mom was shaking and disturbed and scared and had one backpack on her, just one backpack. She said she fled in the middle of the night and she was on the train for 28 hours.
Now that the women have returned back home, their mission continues. They're working to raise money for families and supplies and are trying to convince lawmakers to allow refugees into the states.
We need to open up our doors to the refugees a little bit more. I know we're supporting a lot of refugees already, but this is mothers and children that need to be in safe housing.
Laura Puglisi, ABC6 News.
And now to news happening now in Cranston. Another Republican is officially in, running for Rhode Island's 2nd congressional seat. State Senator Jessica De La Cruz is launching her campaign right now in Cranston. She's pitching herself as a working mom who understands what families are facing as she proposes suspending the 34-cent gas tax in Rhode Island during this period of inflation. De La Cruz joins former Cranston Mayor Alan Fung and Bob Lancia in the GOP primary. And new at noon today, the U.S. Department of Labor has cited a Rhode Island concrete company for health and safety violations. This after a worker died repairing a cement truck last fall. Back in October, Smithfield police said 33-year-old Matthew Maynard was performing maintenance work at Greenville Ready Mix. Police say Maynard got caught in a cement truck's hopper and died. Now, OSHA says the company could have prevented it if they had protocols in place to not operate the drum while being serviced. We reached out to Greenville Ready Mix to get their side of the story. We'll let you know if we hear back. And a fire on a de-icing truck caused a flight delay at T.F. Green Airport this morning. Officials there tell us that de-icing truck caught fire around 6 this morning near Gate 16 of the North Concourse. The truck was moved away from the aircraft. The flames put out by airport fire officials. A JetBlue flight to Orlando was delayed by 27 minutes. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. And site improvement work is needed at McCoy Stadium before any unified Pawtucket High School could be built. Pawtucket School Committee member Jay Charbonneau tells us that a surveying firm studied the site and determined some ground improvement would be needed. The unified school project would cost about $302 million if approved. It would combine Shea and Tolman into one traditional school, along with career and technical programs as well. The school committee will now discuss the impact the cost would have on renovations needed at other city schools. And a special election is now set for June 11th in Rehoboth. Voters will need to replace 2 selectmen who resigned last week in protest of the firing of a town employee. Sun Chronicle reports that Town Highway Administrator Michael Costello was fired. Both Jim Murray and Dave Perry resigned, leaving the 5-member board with just 3 remaining selectmen. Polls will be open from 8 until 6 on the 11th. And at the State House lit in Wizards orange overnight to honor late West Warwick High School hockey captain Matt Dennison. His coach sharing that with us. Dennison died last week from his injuries in a crash in Exeter last month, and there has been an outpouring of support from the entire state. Newport firefighter Alexander Krajewski is now charged with driving under the influence, resulting in death in that case. Dennison's wake is tomorrow night, his funeral service on Friday. We turn to the weather now, taking a live look outside with our sky cam. It is just a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. Chelsea has our first forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, good morning, Dorian, or good afternoon, Dorian. Good afternoon to all of you. You know, we started the morning with some fog and some stubborn clouds, but we're brightening up as we speak, and those temperatures will continue to warm as we speak. We're currently sitting at seasonable temperatures right now. Most of us in the Providence area in the upper 40s range. There's some spots in the mid to upper 40s, other spots that have already broken into some sunshine into the low 50s. You can see where that's happening just off to our west. And now that we are breaking into more and more sunshine, we are going to see these temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 50s as the day goes on, but currently sitting about 10 degrees or so cooler than where we were yesterday at this time. So a bit cooler outside today. That being said, it's still a really nice day. Any clouds that are still out there continue to clear the area, and we continue to see more and more sunshine for the remainder of the afternoon and into the early evening hours. Those temperatures make it into the mid to upper 50s range today. We're clear overnight into the evening hours, but by early tomorrow morning, clouds increase once again. And for St. Patrick's Day, I have some rain moving into the area. I'll have a look at your full forecast in just a few minutes. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. And March Madness is on in the Ocean State. Bryant University hosting a watch party as the Bulldogs take on Wright State tonight. It is the Bulldogs' first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament. The winner plays themselves into the round of 64 and a date with number 1 Arizona State Friday. Fans can head over to the Thirsty Beaver in Smithfield, and for more information on other spots to see the game, you can log on to our website. That's ABC6.com. And St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and the Warwick Police Department wants to make sure you get home safe. For the 7th year, the department is offering safe rides home. So if you've had a little bit too much to drink, you can call the department for a free ride Thursday between the hours of 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. Well, still to come, parents expected to speak up tonight at the Providence School Board meeting as the mask mandate is still in place. We're going to tell you what other issues are on the agenda tonight, too. Plus, reducing congestion on Block Island. That'll be on the table tonight in New Shoreham at their town council meeting. We'll look ahead to that coming up. Now to more of today's headlines. The Providence School Board will provide an update on the state's turnaround plan tonight. In a recent oversight hearing on Smith Hill, Education Commissioner Angelica Infante-Green said that because of COVID, the state's goals for achievement should be reached by 2027 rather than 2025. Parents upset that the mask mandate is continuing in Providence and Central Falls are also expected to be on hand to speak. Also tonight, the new Shoreham Town Council will discuss a pilot program to reduce congestion on Block Island this summer. Under the plan, RIPTA would staff 2 vehicles that could be used to create routes connecting important destinations on the island. Those would either be 30-foot buses or smaller vehicles. The service would run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from mid-June through Labor Day. Speaking of RIPTA, it will host a 3rd and final virtual workshop tonight for the public. The workshops are to advise community members of proposed service changes. Tonight's meeting covers Newport. RIPTA officials plan to detail a new Route 68 to connect northern Newport with local beaches. That meeting starts at 6 o'clock. Still to come, a powerful earthquake strikes Japan. Now a tsunami warning is issued. And a fiery bus crash in Texas kills 9 people, including members of a college golf team and their coach. Making world headlines right now, Japan issued a tsunami warning following a 7.3 magnitude earthquake this morning. The U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center says no tsunamis are expected to impact the U.S. West Coast. More than 2 million people in Japan are said to be without power right now. The earthquake occurred just off the coast of Fukushima. And in national headlines today, a coach and 6 college golfers are dead, killed in a bus crash in Texas. That bus carrying the men's and women's golf teams from the University of the Southwest. The school is in New Mexico. 2 other students are critically injured. The bus was hit by a pickup truck. Officials on scene say the driver and passenger in the truck were also killed. The crash is under investigation. And with rising gas prices, we're also seeing an increase in reports of fuel being stolen right out of people's vehicles, sometimes even caught on camera. ABC's Trevor Ault has more.
It's become an alarmingly common phenomenon. People paying astronomical gas prices only to have that gas stolen. A Pennsylvania woman found this hole drilled directly into her gas tank, her security camera capturing the man she believes is the culprit walking around her car with a drill and a 5-gallon bucket. The woman then driving the car without realizing what happened, a mistake that could have killed her.
The big risk would be that the thing's leaking fuel and you get a fire.
In the past few weeks, gas thefts have been reported in at least 10 states. In Missouri, John Blazer says the man in this video strolled up to his truck, stole 2 gallons of gas, and let the remaining 32 gallons flush out onto the street. And more brazen thieves are targeting gas stations. Last week, police in Los Angeles surrounding 3 vehicles allegedly stealing gas. One suspect accused of paying just $20 but damaging the pump to take far more gas than that. And authorities near Houston are searching for suspects they say stole $8,000 worth of diesel fuel from this Chevron. This just a week after alleged thieves stole about 1,000 gallons from the underground tanks at a different Houston station.
The van that's pumping the fuel out, they have a trap door inside their vehicle, which is crazy.
Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Save some money at the pump by using the Southern New England Gas Tracker. You can see listings on the lowest gas prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Just head to our website, abc6.com, and click on the Gas Tracker. It is right under the Community tab.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
It's too bad because these next couple of days, besides some rain coming in tomorrow, good days to have the windows open and the sunroof open to maybe go for a long drive, but probably not doing too much of that with the gas prices. We are looking at sunshine across the area now. The clouds and some fog were a bit stubborn this morning, but at this point we're brightening up. And as we continue to brighten up, those temperatures continue to climb. We're currently sitting in the mid to upper 40s, which is fairly seasonable for this time of year and definitely cooler than our temperatures from yesterday. But as I mentioned, with that sun, we're going to continue to see those temperatures climbing. And today we'll top out in the mid to upper 50s range, which is of course above our average high of 48 for this time of year. Sunset slowly getting later and later, happening at 6:53 p.m. The breeze is coming in relatively light and variable. Along the coastline, you can see Westerly has a breeze right off the water, but Newport has a breeze from the north. So variable wind directions outside as we head through the afternoon. As always, this time of year, it happens even in the summertime. Those water temperatures do keep things just a little bit cooler at the immediate coastline, and that's going to be the case for the rest of this 7-day forecast. Highs today for the Providence area make it about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than where we're at right now that sunshine is fully breaking through. Tomorrow we have clouds coming into play. We have some rain showers coming into play, especially for the afternoon and evening hours, but we clear out, and you can see Friday is really sticking out here with sunshine expected and high temperatures around 70 degrees. Should be a gorgeous day on Friday. From there, rain's going to move in for the weekend, but even as rain comes in for the weekend, those temperatures are still staying in the mid 50s, which is still above average. So we're talking about that warm weather continuing into the weekend and into next week. Satellite radar image right now shows you that while we do still have some clouds out there, they're thinning out. We had a few showers overnight. The clouds were a bit stubborn to get out of here. The fog was a bit stubborn this morning, but at this point, those clouds are thinning out. We're getting brighter and brighter, and we're going to end up with some really nice conditions for the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours. Rain showing up down to our south and west. We're going to track this low pressure system as we head into tomorrow. Eventually, clouds thicken up overnight, and rain showers will start to move in by late morning and into the afternoon. That being said, I'm not talking about a soaking rain here. I think we'll be dodging rain showers through the afternoon. Just be prepared. So much activity going on for tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day. I would be prepared for damp conditions through the afternoon and evening. Here's what I'm talking about. A lot of clouds through tomorrow morning. Relatively dry to start the day, but by late morning, early afternoon, scattered rain moves in. This is about 4 o'clock. You can see most of the area seeing rain showers. By about 11 o'clock midnight, we'll slowly start to see that system pulling away. By 5 a.m. on Friday morning, we're clearing out from west to east, and we end up with a beautiful day on Friday. Partly to mostly sunny conditions, highs inland around 70, cooler at the coast, but even at the coast in the 60s. Now again, as we head into the weekend, we'll be tracking another low pressure system that's going to bring rain for a lot of the day on Saturday. Upper 50s today, partly to mostly sunny, getting brighter and brighter. We're partly clear through the evening hours. By tomorrow morning, clouds start to increase, and by the afternoon, rain moves in. We deal with rain on and off through the afternoon and into the evening hours. Those temperatures will be in the 50s range for your St. Patrick's Day forecast, but overall, we do have damp conditions expected through the afternoon and evening. Friday looks great. Scattered showers on Saturday. Temperatures still in the 50s on Sunday. And as we clear out into next week, those temperatures stay mild. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. Coming up, a woman saves the Ukrainian family that once saved hers during the Holocaust. Their incredible connection next. Back now with a truly incredible story. A woman in Israel helping save a Ukrainian family, returning a favor decades later. You see, during World War II, Sharon Bass's grandmother, Fanya Rosenfeld Bass, survived the Holocaust because a Ukrainian family hid her during the last 2 years of the war. And now, nearly 80 years later, Sharon is helping that family escape.
They risk their whole life, the whole lives of the whole family, and you know, I'm indebted to them forever. I feel, like you said, that the reason I'm here alive and I have a family, 3 sons, and you know, is because of them. So it was my moral obligation to assist them and to get them out of the war zone.
The families had lost touch after World War II, but they reconnected in the 1990s, and they've been in touch ever since. Sharon plans to have the family stay with her as long as they need. When we come back, Chelsea will have another look at the afternoon forecast. Stay with us. Look out, it is the return of Kraft mac and cheese ice cream. The unique dessert available now at a Walmart near you, but you better hurry. It could only be available for a limited time. There's some other distinct flavors too. The Planet Earth Pizza, Hot Honey, Royal Wedding Cake, Bourbon Cherries Jubilee, and Wild Blueberry Shortcake. But you remember when they introduced this mac and cheese ice cream, Chelsea, it went crazy on the internet.
Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
Truly, I'm not hiding how I feel.
No.
Some of those sounded normal. Others, not so much.
Where's the mint chocolate chip?
Right?
Yeah.
Like wedding cake, a cherries jubilee.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's an ice cream kind of day, though.
Cheese? Yeah, no kidding.
That's true.
It's sunny. Wait till Friday. Today is getting brighter and brighter. We're warming up. Tomorrow, some showers move in for the afternoon and evening.
All right, have a scoop both days, maybe. Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody, for the news at noon. The news continues, 1 to 4. Have a great day.